All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's McShamity here, and joining me once again here inside the Creator Studio, the man himself, the legend, the myth, the one we call Tunglist. Welcome back, my friend. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, so let me swap over here so that we are now going to be watching Tunglist do his thing. And that'll take just a quick second here. Guess I should
How am I a myth?
What's that?
How am I a myth?
Because, man, nobody can figure out how you do what you do.
Okay.
Anytime there's some unexplained thing out there, it becomes a myth. All right, here we are. So, yeah, we're checking out his PS4, right? Yeah, obviously. So one of the things we've been talking about, Tunglist and I, is that there's a couple of glitches out there. The one that I had found out, for anyone that checks out Smack Talk's videos, it was that there's a way to combine hairs. You can put two hairstyles on a created wrestler. The only problem we were running into is that when you're doing it, particularly with long hair, is that it would look great to look at it in the load screen or the building screen and all that, but then when you try to load it into a match, it would freeze the game and crash it. Tunglist has found a way around that, which I don't know yet, so we're going to learn that together. With short hair, I wasn't having any problem. With short hair, I was able to get it to work. And then Tunglist has a little glitch that is going to do something with the body styles, so far as the arms, torsos, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to check that out together. So without any further ado, my friend, I'm going to turn it over to you. So let's see how you're doing what you're doing.
Okay, you want to, should I make some face or, because I already have a face?
Sure, whatever you want to do.
No.
Just keep in mind we're only going to have like an hour before it bumps us out of the share play session.
Yeah, okay.
So,
okay,
doesn't have to be.
Made a face.
There we go. So we're going to go with long hair on this one?
I'm going to show you.
Okay.
Okay.
So the basic trick here for anyone who hasn't seen the video is select any hairstyle you want, and then you're going to do the second hairstyle is going to be the shave design. All right, take it back. You're going to do the hair shave design, which we're doing here.
Yeah.
And then you're going to randomly select the hair after you've saved this. And then when you go back and save that and go back, you'll see two separate hairstyles, and at that time you can do whatever you want with them. So right there, he saves that. And now, as you can see, there's two different hairstyles up there, and at this point, you can kind of move them around a bit. So as I said earlier, I was doing it with short hairstyles. I did a Ron Simmons, and it worked out no problem. But my Cactus Jack would freeze when I tried loading him in. Now, Tunglist sent me a couple of still shots that he was working on early on, and man, there was a friggin' Eddie Guerrero that was so amazing. And kind of looks like that one right there. So I would imagine if I was doing that hairstyle on mine and tried to load it up, it would crash the game, since that's not that big a difference from that and the Cactus Jack one. I'm guessing.
Say, if you pick this one, you would maybe say if you play the game and the game crashes. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah. If the game crashes, just go back in the game and switch the hairs. You know, make this one.
So make the longer one on the left side of the two.
Yeah, yeah.
Really? What if they were both long, though? Maybe that's what my problem was with Cactus. They were both long hairstyles. I was just trying to shape it a little differently.
Yeah, if it crashes, I think all you have to do is just switch them up.
Okay, well, that's something I did not try.
Yeah, let's just try this one. or maybe what happens if the game crashes? Does the
Yeah, that's what I was going to
stream?
say. It's no big deal because I'm still streaming through my end, so we'll still have the ability to run content until we get you back up again, and we'll just do another session.
Yeah. Okay.
So we will see if that fixes that little problem. You want to do the body work while you're on here with this one?
I'm just gonna show the hair first.
Okay.
This will probably crash. Who knows?
Yeah, it was kind of frustrating because I really liked the way Cactus turned out, and then not to be able to use him, I was like, damn it, man. Oh, that is a killer Al Snow. Run through your customs real quick. Let me see what you got going on.
Well, it crashed.
Oh, it crashed it. Okay. Yep, we're looking at it right there. All right, we're back in our party screen here. So let me back out of the share play. Switch to share play. Leave share play. We're still in the party chat, however. All right, so we're going to try something different this time to see if it makes a difference. Switch the hairs around or something. Okay.
Yes.
So that's pretty much exactly what was happening to me each and every time. I would get to that point where you just load up the character that you wanted to use, and just like that.
Yeah.
Then we get to the body morphing. You're going to see, normally, what is it, about 14 options you can do with body parts?
It had 10 options.
Right, and then with your thing, you can get up to like 30?
33, yeah.
33.
Every body parts.
Which almost makes you wonder why the heck they didn't just do that in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably the same reason they
This is
don't
not-
let you do two hairstyles.
But it's not glitchy. There's no glitch with the body.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
The hair, this one crashes the game.
All right, let me see if I can join back in here.
Are you watching?
Not yet. I'm connecting to your PS4.
Okay.
All right, we are now watching.
Okay.
All
All
right.
you have to do is switch them up.
Now, that's some big hair. That's 80s style.
Yeah, that doesn't move.
Like I said, that's 80s style.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay, so I switched them up.
and we have the same basic look. The only difference now is the long hair's on the left and the short hair's on the right.
Yeah, there's no other difference.
Okay.
It should work.
It should work. I hope so. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I might have to change the title of this video.
Yeah. Tunglist the liar.
Beaten by the glitch. All right, here we go. Is it working? Looks like it's working.
Yep.
Didn't kick us out. Hey, run through your list here slowly. Let's see what we got going on here, man.
Almost
Al
all of them are
Snow.
not
Damn,
fixed.
that looks good. That's the one I got. I've been using him all year.
Yeah.
Damn, that looks
Many
better
of
than the in-game. Holy cow.
Many of them are not finished. Like, he has no tattoos and.
Oh, I thought it was just when he was like really early on. Let me see that big show.
Yeah, but he always.
Yeah, man. That looks
always
tight.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Attitude. Booker T not finished.
Booker T, I did one myself.
Brock Lesnar.
Young Brock Lesnar. There's Cactus. Damn, that looks tight. Wow, great Benoit. Corey Graves. Man, I wonder what he'd have done if he hadn't got hurt.
Yeah.
Deuce and Domino. Wow.
Deuce and Domino.
Yeah, buddy. Blast from the past.
Classic.
Dynamite looks good. There's Eddie. Now, is that with the hair gimmick?
Yeah.
All right, so that's what I was looking at the stills of, and he's got it working now, which is great. Because look at that hairstyle, man. Is that freaking Eddie Guerrero or what?
Yeah.
Pillman. Was that Francine?
Yes.
Nicely done. The giant.
Gino.
I was just watching the Gino video, the death of Gino Hernandez.
Yeah. I'll do.
Man, that boy was doing some serious coke.
Yeah.
Great Muda. Hardcore. Hercules. Of course. Sags. Superfly. Nice Lance Storm, man. That's solid. I got that Visco. Magnum, one of my all-time favorites. Mankind. Marcus. Mark Henry. Oh, MJF. I'm just starting to get a little bit more into his act. What do you think?
Yeah.
What are you thinking of AEW right now?
I don't know.
Have you watched much of
I
it?
think it's too. Yeah, or some highlights. I barely watch current wrestling, but I think it's too indie.
I'm
my
stuck
style.
right now where I don't mind the indie aspect of it, and I think it's a good change from what we're usually stuck with. My problem is how much of the former WWE talent they're rating, and that just reminds me too much of a TNA or WCW, which how did those turn out?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So one of the best quotes I heard, and I think it might have been Jim Cornette, when somebody asked, do you think they'll be able to be as big as WWE at some point in time or give them a serious run for their money? And he says, I don't even consider them a real company until they make one of their own stars.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the best way to sum it up. So they're going to have to come up with somebody from scratch and build them into a Stone Cold or a Hulk Hogan or whatever, but test.
They're probably trying to do that with, Adam Page.
Yeah, although he's been around a little bit and he's kind of well known overseas. It's not like, we don't have a North American release of him. They don't know him household yet. My only problem
with is 22, so.
Yeah, my only problem with Page, it's the same as Adam Cole. They're just too small.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But indie, it's still.
Yeah.
There's no big man in the main event spot.
Zinda York, who is that?
That's just a jobber.
Is it an actual person though, or did you just create one?
No. I just made him with the.
Oh, okay. Still looks
the name
good.
That, so I don't have to look him up. So it's at the bottom.
Alrighty. Yeah, I guess that makes it easier to find him when you're looking for one.
Yeah.
I'm loving that friggin' Al Snow. Holy shit, that looks good. All right. Well, you want to run this boy for a few seconds, and we'll see how he does. Spike Dudley. Good God. Now, is Spike also with the combined hairstyle, or is that just solo?
It's just solo.
One style alone was working.
The hairstyle thing is just very new to me, so I haven't tried it on everybody.
I'm hoping they don't screw around and patch it for the next release. And that is spot on, Spike Dudley. I haven't had a chance to watch Fyter Fest yet for AEW. Every time I try to, I get sidetracked and something else comes along. But I thought All In was actually pretty good. And even the more recent pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, I thought that was pretty solid.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
All right, this guy's going to be a Von Erich. He's wrestling with nothing but tights on.
Like Matt Riddle.
Vicious strike.
Damn.
Singles action is underway, and in this one, I wouldn't attempt to predict what's going to happen. I'd just be ready for anything. Sometimes that's all you can do.
Here we go, fellas. I've been looking forward to this one for quite some time.
Well, it definitely works. So I'm going to go back and mess with my Cactus Jack again and see if I can
Oh, man, right to the arm. Hyperextend your elbow.
get the hair to work the way I want it to again. All right. So now let's take a look at this body morphing thing that he's got going on here. I feel like I did see something.
There's some problems with the hair when you sometimes play, long hair.
Mm-hmm.
The hair doesn't move.
Does it move in general, or does it stand straight up and not move? I mean,
It's
is it?
just like almost like a statue.
Yeah, I could deal with that.
Okay, so let's show you the body stuff.
All right, so we're going to jump into the body customize.
Okay.
So we got...
Take one of these and change it. It doesn't work with everything, but it works with this.
super large.
Okay, if I press options, confirm, there are 10 options.
Gotcha.
I go back. If I turn this to the left, there are 10 options.
Yeah.
But if I have this body type on one side,
Mm-hmm.
and I turn it more, slightly that to the right, it's 33 options.
What? Okay. So all of a sudden, just by going a little to the right, it's giving you all these extra options.
Yeah. The bad thing about it is, you have to have this type. You can't make like a huge guy like this.
So, yeah, you may have answered
have
my
that
question. So go ahead and set it back to where the 33 option is. And then, I don't know, pick out one of those big titty ones. There you go. Okay, now, one more save. There you go, one more save.
I think this works good with modern wrestlers because they are not that big. So
Well, that was my next question. Now, on the screen right now, what just happened to all those saves you had on there? Didn't you have a different body style, the abs and the chest and all that?
I didn't confirm it.
Oh, all right. So here's what I want to see. If you just want to do the chest, that's fine. And then confirm that one more time. Now, my question is this, when it pops up here in a second. If it pops up in a second. Click on the body customize if you would. Now, if you take the slider and go all the way to the left, will it undo those things once you get past the middle part? In other words, can you make this guy...
It will undo if you just move it a little bit. It will undo everything.
Oh, that's right. Automatically going to reset the body adjustment. All right, that answers the question. It's still a good trick, though, especially for a guy who's in that middle range.
Yeah, because the options aren't, like
Right.
10 options is too not good.
But if you're trying to do King Kong Bundy, it makes it tough not to go all the way big.
Yeah, you can't do this.
Now, have you got all of your slots filled up with created wrestlers? What is it, 100 this year?
No, I have like 15 left or something.
Okay. And we are now approaching the month of August, which of course means SummerSlam, and that means 2K20 information. Going to be curious to see who the cover boy is.
Yeah, Braun Strowman maybe.
I think that ship's already sailed. I don't see, they're not. They had a big chance to run with them, and they, like usual, they screwed up. I said it last year. I thought maybe they were going to give it to one of the girls. I don't know how you don't put.
Yeah, I mean Becky Lynch would be a.
Absolutely, I don't know how you don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, who's more over on their roster than Becky? Nobody.
No.
So it would be nice to see her get that. And we get Hogan back in the game this year.
I think they should change the cover. Why do they always have to have a cover, with some superstar?
With one individual as opposed to maybe several?
Yeah.
Like they used to do.
Animated or something.
Yeah, back when it was SmackDown versus Raw, or Raw versus SmackDown. Usually had the top 5 guys or something like that. But I think they're trying to make their deal kind of be more like the Madden thing, where there's this honor in getting the gift of being a cover art.
Yeah. Maybe they get more money. The guy on the cover.
I would think. I know AJ got a little extra.
Around.
Who are we working on here? It's got a familiar look to it.
There's also a problem when you have 2 hairstyles when you're painting the hair.
I haven't tried that yet. Oh, mercy.
It doesn't paint the top.
Even if you switch hair layers? I kind of like that, though. You can get a good depth. Like, if you switch that to, let's say, a dark version of the top one, you can get some good shadow effects, I would think. Gotta love glitching stuff, man. Come up with all kinds of neat.
I also have a tip if you're gonna create. If you don't want to put too many logos on a superstar. If you maybe gonna create Junkyard Dog. He has a pit bull on his shoes. But the pit bull is facing, different directions.
Yeah, if you put them both in at the same time, in other words, on both boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you do this,
what are we doing here?
You create the logo with, 2. One on top and one on the bottom.
Yeah.
No. Drag it down, and the other one disappears.
Oh shit! Look at that. Oh, so it's only going on the one boot.
Yeah, and you're only spending, you're only wasting one
slot.
Created logo slot.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, we got some guys chiming in over here. We got Big JH always around. He says, "Yo, Tunglist," one of your fans out there. Got Mark 76. Was coming up with the same things that you're mentioning here, that the hair freezes sometimes, but that by switching the hairs around, it's not 100%, but it does work, and he's been working on mullets, apparently. Immortal Elite Sergeant Army. Like, supported, respected, shared, never give up. Cheers, brother. Appreciate you, buddy. And Sean Allen. I am feeling good, Sean. How you doing today, buddy? Just hanging out here in the Creator Studio.
It's also one thing I do with t-shirts, if they have a logo on the front and also on the back.
Yeah.
I just create...
like a CM Punk kind of thing?
Yeah, I would create it with only one logo. And it would be like this. There's only one logo.
How'd that happen, though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. All right, so it's on one. You spread it apart. Yeah, you're spreading it.
Yeah, I create it like this.
With the front and back side by side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stretch it,
Yep.
So it doesn't.
Look at all these little tricks.
It looks good.
And then you
just switch mapping. So it doesn't fade out. Like this. If you switch mapping, you can cover the whole.
Oh, switch mapping. Now I've never used that.
Yeah. You can cover the whole body.
Shut up. Look at that. I never touched that button. I had no idea what it does. Switch mapping. I might have to mess with that now.
So I'm not wasting too many created logo slots.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So
it saves. Getting two for one. That'll save slots.
Like if I was gonna create, I created Al Snow. So this is one logo. The logo on the singlet is also just one logo. Although he has, 3 logos on it.
Got it. Big JH has a question. He wants to know if you can do the Rick Steiner boots. And I'm sure you probably already have a Rick Steiner.
No, I don't have a Rick Steiner.
What? Oh, damn. I saw Scott. I figured you must.
Yeah, but he's not finished.
Oh, okay. Did you get the boots done yet?
On Scott.
And that's all by using switch mapping there, huh?
Yeah, Scott only has, basic boots. But Rick always had,
Yeah, he had the bulldog thing going on, I think, right?
Yeah. This is, this is only one logo. So
yeah.
This is, you don't have to waste 3 logos. Only with switch mapping.
That is a great idea. I'm going to mess with that a little bit just because I never have. Probably.
So one thing I do with ropes.
Is this a particular wrestler? I'm trying to identify.
Not really, but it's Terry Taylor's face.
That's what I thought. Okay, I'm not that way off. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. Okay,
And that's a good thing about this hair glitch is you can finally make a decent-looking Terry Taylor hairstyle. For that matter, a good-looking Tito Santana, I would think.
Yeah, without the Red Rooster mohawk.
Yeah. If they want to upgrade anything or update anything in the game, maybe that would be a good way to start. Get that stupid mohawk out of there. Or make it an option. Something you can remove.
I'm gonna show you something I did with Paul Orndorff.
What's that? I think I have your Paul Orndorff. That's one I've been using.
Yeah, his singlet is only two logos.
Yeah, because Orndorff has all those little icicle effect things going on.
I created a logo with, so it's see-through.
Okay.
No, the only color in this is red. It's only...
Shit, look at this.
There's only one logo.
Even for the sleeves, huh? Or is that separate?
Yeah, that's separate. But
Okay.
it's only, if I'm gonna create a full rope, it's gonna be two logos.
Wow. That's impressive.
And also, it glitters, so it's cool.
Yep. And I give these guys at 2K a lot of headache about the stuff that they screw up or don't get right all these years later, but the glitter effects and stuff like that you can add to even your own imported logos and the different ways, you can add depth, whether it's a patch sewn onto a leather jacket or a stud or something like that. They've done a good job with that. You can get some really cool clothing effects and really make these things look like they are indeed sparkling and sequined on.
But I wish they had some, if they changed the material, if you could do that to the custom logo. You could do it to a design.
Mm-hmm.
This,
Right. So like
Not
these,
to
you can
a custom
change.
logo.
Yeah, I get you. The custom image, you don't have that option. Yeah, that hairstyle just looks really good.
I've also seen some guys, have hashtag, social account name,
Yeah.
your text. They don't know how to remove it. All you have to do is, don't erase the,
The
at
ampersand.
itself. Yeah, just, keep the @ sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just by keeping that, it'll remove it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's
Keeping
another
the
one.
@ sign. It'll yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't have a whole lot of Twitter going back in the 80s.
No. Does anyone know where I can find Washington DC?
It's not under District of Columbia. Try District. Yeah, that's Washington State. I would try... Shit. It's not under D.C. Wow. That's a good one. Oh, you know what? Hold on a minute. I know I've seen it. Hold on. It's under those... not fictitious, but what's that other setting for kind of random shit?
Miscellaneous.
Yeah, maybe it's under that, I think. Is there a miscellaneous?
No.
I cannot believe they don't have Washington, D.C. Death Valley. Well, Death Valley and D.C. are about the same. Deep in the Jungle, Detroit, District of Columbia. Oh, that's what I was probably thinking of. I knew I saw District something.
Yeah, I was creating Batista, and he's from Washington D.C., so I couldn't find it.
Washington State, Washington D.C. I tell you what, that's a good one. All right, if anybody knows where you can find Washington D.C., let us know in the comments below. It's like we have Uzbekistan, but we don't have Washington, D.C. Okay. Taking all that Saudi money, Vince McMahon is. Yemen's there, but not Washington, D.C. I feel like it has to be there, and we're just not looking in the right place. I refuse to believe, with as much they do with the tribute to the troops, that they don't have Washington, D.C. in the 2K19 game. And if it turns out that it's true that we do not have Washington, D.C. in the game, then I know who the next cover art star is going to be. Colin Kaepernick. He'll be taking a knee in the unemployment line. It's got to be there. West Palm, Orlando. No, you've just messed me up, man. I'm going to go back into mine later on, and I'm going to spend I don't know how much time trying to find DC. I refuse to believe it. Get some man boobs here for Terry Taylor. All right, guys, if you have any questions, anything you want Tunglist to see if he knows the answer to so far as how to do or what to do, start posting them now. Like I said, that share play thing runs out in under an hour, so we're going to take advantage of as much as we can here. And I've already learned quite a few tricks that I've never tried before. I'm definitely going to be messing with some of that stuff later on.
I can also tell you that a good skin color is from 339 to like 343. Triple H is like 343, and
with that tan of his,
if you start with a starting color, I think it's like 51.
And another thing I've noticed with the skin color is what you see here, even if you go through the lighting options, it's not as accurate as what you get in the game once you start playing them. So if it looks like super dark or something like that, play it a couple of times and get a look at it in the actual game play. Because you may find out, and that's one of the things I noticed, is you had to go much darker because once you started playing in game, they were much lighter. I had the whitest Booker T in the world in the beginning. That is coming along nicely. I'm excited about the hair thing, man. I'm going to mess with Mick Foley again later. Did Terry have the Bulldogs on his boots, or is that just something you were displaying for us?
I was just showing you.
Okay.
I think he has double T or something.
Yeah, that does sound about right. I always liked Terry Taylor. I thought he was one of the most underrated, underused talents in wrestling. The only guy who ever did anything good with him was Bill Watson at UWF. Gave him a decent run with a title that meant something. I thought Taylor had a good look. I thought he was good on a microphone. Thought he was really smooth in the ring. Then he went to the WWF and they made a friggin' rooster out of him.
Yeah.
Want to welcome everybody joining the stream. If you're just getting in, we are inside the Creator Studio with the master himself, Tunglist. You'll have to go back and check out some of what you missed because there's a couple of little tricks of the trade here on stuff we can now do with hairstyles where you can combine two hairstyles. There's little secrets in making it work in the game where it won't crash. So that's all here earlier in this video. You'll be able to watch it back later. Also, some really handy information on how you can use one logo to effectively take the place of maybe as many as 2 or 3 others, which will save you some slots in memory if you're building a more complex. Right now he's working on Terry Taylor.
Before you start working on the face, you should always test the hair out, because if color the hair and make some, if you're gonna make some beard,
that's good
you should
advice.
always, because that all changes if the game crashes and you have to switch up the hairs.
Good point. And it looks solid. These facial expressions, some of them are so subtle in difference that it's almost not worth the slot being used for it. Like, you'd think they could come up with something a little bit more obviously different, but
yeah.
I want to know who had the job of staying there with the ping pong balls on his face making all these expressions for the motion capture. Yeah, I was going to say, I kind of like that one. And there's Terry Taylor.
I haven't made, the rope, so I'm not gonna finish him now.
Yeah. I definitely see where it's going, though. Hey, can you load up that Al Snow for a minute? I just want to get a close-up look at that work, man. It looked so amazing in the still. I've used all my slots up because I really did want to do a giant from back in WCW. Oh, man, look at that. That is spot on. Dude, that is amazing work. It looks really good. Oh, I like the hair back, too. I enjoyed watching this guy in the ring, man. He put on great matches, and his comedy timing was spotless. That hair is just, man, how long did that take? Seems like you put a lot of time into that hair. Got the job squad. Pin me, pay me. So Big Jade says, can you do a modern day Al Snow without the writing on his face? Dude, all you'd really have to do is just remove the tattoo. I mean, that face by itself is impeccable. Oh, and it's there. I thought you would have done it in just one shot, but look at that.
It's actually just a
That's
logo.
the actual letters. Yeah.
I don't know what I was deleting. So I think it's here. All these letters are the hair.
Oh, gotcha. So what letters are you using to make the hair?
I think it's I don't know what you call it.
Oh, gotcha. That's clever. That's what I'm talking about, man. This guy comes up with so many little ideas and tricks of the trade, and freaking results speak for themselves.
The great thing about the letters is if you put some emboss, they really stand out.
Yep. Man, that face is just perfect. So out of everything you've made this year, which is your personal favorite?
I think the most time I spent on someone was Corey Graves, because he has like 12 custom logos.
Which one is that?
Corey Graves.
Corey? Oh yeah, I guess that would be, yeah. Just the tats alone, for God. So where do you get his body tats?
There's a texture from WWE 13.
Okay.
No, 15, I think. He was only in one game, and you can find the logos and tattoos and
Yeah, I was gonna say, because those are clean. Yeah, I really was liking Corey there in the NXT, and thought for sure he was going to do some major stuff in the WWE, but then that stinking injury.
Yeah.
Oh man, Jagged looks really good. Nicely done. And again, with the texturing, you can give it that embossed effect, and really looks like the thing's torn open.
Yeah. I don't play the game that much because I don't think it's that fun to play. But the create mode is, it's never been better. So that's
Yeah.
what it's the almost, I think, like 90% of the time when I play the game, I'm in create mode.
The thing that I always find about the game that keeps me playing it throughout a year, even I might take a little time off, but then I'll come back to it again, is the ability to either create new talent as it comes up or a new character from the old days that you haven't done before. And once I've done that, then all of a sudden I want to use those guys in matches more and more. And then when they get a little bit boring, then I just go and make new ones, or I download other people's work when it's really good, like this stuff is. And it kind of makes it, when you can get a whole new roster up, it's like a new game. That's definitely one of the things they got going for them, in my opinion. It's like I was running a BCW promotion for the first maybe 5 months of this since the game came out. God, look at CM Punk. Old school. Clean as a whistle, too.
I was gonna create, ECW 2007, but I was watching it and it was so boring that I just, couldn't watch it anymore.
Yeah, I understand. Man, he only had one arm tattooed.
Yeah, he's not finished.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I don't remember him ever having one.
Yeah, he had tattoos.
Oh, man, that looks good. Yeah, I was running this BCW thing based on the storyline, and I was having some fun with that. It was all mostly original characters. And those we just kind of goofed around with. I mean, literally let the machine randomize stuff, and then I might tweak it a little bit, but generally that was the character, and everybody was coming up with names and gimmicks and stuff, and it was just, we were having a blast with that. But then it kind of ran its course, and AEW was coming out, and I just got rid of all the BCW stuff and got another roster together, and now I got the AEW guys, and it's like a new game again.
Yeah.
All right, we just got our 5-minute warning, so maybe we take another look at pick something you like a lot. Let's open it up and take a look at them close up. Give me the Big Show when he was the Giant, or Eddie Guerrero. Never mind, Eddie Guerrero. Got to see Eddie.
Yeah, but he's not finished.
That's okay.
Yeah, okay.
I just got to see that.
I want to create him when he was in singlet.
Gotcha. Yeah, that hairstyle, my God. That is awesome. Nicely done. Like I said, better than the game's version, and the problem is then you start doubling. That's where I draw. It's like I start seeing things that are better than the game, and I want them, but then it's like, then I burn another slot up, and I don't have enough slots as it is, so sometimes I tolerate the game model just because I can't afford to swap it. But the Giant there. Let's take a look at the Giant real quick. I cannot tell you how much I want to use him for the WCW season I'm running right now, but I got no slot. Oh, man, that is amazing. God. Dead on. He was something back in them days. I still remember when he made his debut, coming out with that oversized white shirt. It was supposed to be from The Princess Bride. Really good stuff. That Luger looks sharp too. Got Tajiri, that's another one. I just did some work on the Dustin Rhodes that I'd been using. Look at Brock. Young Brock Lesnar.
The problem with Brock is that he's too muscular to create accurately.
Mm-hmm.
He's more muscular than this.
Man, those tattoos are spot on. Who did you have? Francine?
Yep.
Let's take a quick look at her before time runs out here.
I think the women, the faces of the women, they always look kind of similar.
Yeah, I find them the hardest to work with, and when I see something, but the thing is, I knew that was her instantly, so yeah, that's solid, man. You got the cheekbones going on right, and the eyes look spot on too. Yeah, that's really, really good. I've had a hard time finding a good Sunny in the past, as we're into the 1 minute. Final minute of play. Last year, somebody did a really good Missy Hyatt, and this year, I've had 2 years where I've done woman, and both times I'm real happy with the way she turned out.
I did a Missy Hyatt in last game.
This year or last year?
Last year.
Yeah, that must be the one I got then. Yeah, that was the one I got. But I find doing the women is a lot more challenging.
Yep.
Yeah, that came out really good. Yeah, and I like that little faded effect with the mesh. Oops, it just kicked us out. Well, all good things must come to an end, as they say. Well, I'll tell you what, my friend, it's always entertaining when we get together, and I always learn something, so I appreciate you sharing that with us. What's next on the agenda? You're going to finish Terry Taylor, Eddie Guerrero, and you got 15 slots left to go. What are you thinking?
I don't know. I'm doing like WWF 2000, and I'm also doing WCW 91 too. You know.
Because you have the same problem I had, which is after you've done like 2 or 3 years of making the same character, you don't want to do them again.
No.
But then you're in that time frame where, well, if you want the roster to be decent, yeah, you kind of have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why I'm kind of liking AEW, because it lets me do something totally different, finally. And then because they haven't really started with their TV programming or anything where you have a show or a consistent product, it's allowed some leeway. And I don't know if you've seen any of the videos I've done on mine, but we came up with a thing called the Joker's Wild Briefcase, which is a once-a-month ladder match featuring guys who are in the bottom 10. And that just means that anybody who sucks is still going to have a chance to face the champ.
Yeah, and Scorpio Sky beat Cody Rhodes or something.
Yeah, actually he did. Now Cody's got the briefcase, so it doesn't matter. And this next week he'll be cashing in, as a matter of fact. And it'll be the first time in Universe mode that I've ever done a cash-in, so hopefully it plays out well. I'm looking forward to that one. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with that and the freedom that goes with it. It's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to them going live on TV. It's going to be cool to have a weekly programming with some money behind it. But I do worry about them getting too much of the WWE's leftovers.
Yeah, and also because they have been kind of so violent.
Well, yeah.
Watch the chair shot and.
But that was an accident. That wasn't scheduled to happen.
Yeah.
And like he said, look, this was more of a pay-per-view. That's not going to happen on regular television. And I think there is a happy place in the middle. Even WWE is trying to, all of a sudden, get a little edgy.
Yeah, with Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff.
Right. Well, that, and they've also, apparently they used the word shit during the play-by-play. I think Corey might have said something. It's like, holy shit.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so they're getting a little edgier right now with the product, but they're not making that official announcement. If you remember back in the day where Vince came out and said, you know that it's insulting your intelligence to have good guys versus bad guys.
Yeah.
And we're kind of going to get away from the family-friendly product, and they kind of gave you a warning that it was going to become something a little bit different. I think they're afraid to make that announcement again, simply because they have a lot of sponsors that are relying on the PG-13 thing, and if you're going to yank the carpet out on that, then, well, they got Colin Kaepernick to go to. Not a big fan of Colin, in case you haven't figured that out yet, but.
Yeah, I noticed.
Just bought a pair of Reeboks and posted it on the Nike page saying, another sale made by Colin.
I don't even know who that is.
Well, that's the whole point. Nobody really does. No, he's a former NFL player, and that's really using the term loosely. He was a backup quarterback for 2 years, and through injury got the chance to start a handful of games, and he sucks. And then they brought him back, I think, for a third year, if I'm not mistaken, as a starter on a pretty mediocre team with the 49ers. He did absolutely nothing. And then all of a sudden, in America, we had this incident where a cop shot a black guy. And instantly people jumped to conclusions, and there were riots, and Kaepernick starts taking a knee during the national anthem because he's not going to stand for the anthem until there's justice in America and cops can't just shoot black guys. Well, a few days later comes out with witnesses who happen to be black and video, I believe, that the dude had a gun in his lap. It was a car stop, and he had the gun in his hand when the cop shot him. So it's not this poor guy who happened to be black that got shot. It's a guy with a criminal record who was holding a gun. But nobody wanted to hear that. So when the news came out on that, that's okay. We're still going to riot. We're still going to take knees. And then half the NFL started following his lead, and they all started taking knees. To the point where the fans started saying, you know what? Here's my season tickets. I'm done with you. So anyway, he gets fired because he was causing too much commotion, and he sucked. I mean, if you could at least complete a pass, maybe it'd have kept you. He gets fired. Well, now he's claiming it's all because he was taking a knee, and it's another form of racism, even though the first racism didn't exist. And the next thing you know, he gets fired, and Nike signs him as their poster boy. He's the new Michael Jordan for Nike. And they did a commercial. The first thing they did with him was a commercial, stand up for what you believe. Okay, I'm going to buy everyone else's product but yours because I think you're an idiot for using this guy. So that's who he is in a nutshell. He's a guy who, give credit where credit is due. He made it to the NFL. Most people don't. But then he got there and he sucked. And that's his claim to fame, is that he was a shitty quarterback. And somebody's given him a platform and a voice for that. I don't know why. They'll lose more money than they make on him, that's for sure. All right. Well, buddy, again, thank you so much for spending some time here. Always a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with next. We'll probably do something again right before the 20 launch, just to maybe compare notes on what we find out about the game before it goes live.
Yeah.
Always love getting your feedback and your thoughts and ideas and just bouncing back and forth with you. All right. Well, you have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. Stay in touch, and I will talk to you soon.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Have a good one, buddy.
See ya. Yeah.
All right, guys. With that, we're going to wrap things up here today. I want to thank Tunglist so much for joining in today. Again, picked up some great tips and tricks, and I'm getting ready to use them as soon as I end this stream, which is going to be in a moment. This week, probably going to be doing some WCW. I've kind of skipped a week on that, so I got to get some WCW in. Plus, there's some updated looks and characters that I haven't yet shown you guys that I want to display, so we're going to get that going as well. Thank you for sticking around, and I'll see you again next time ringside right here on the Nation Network.